As a part of Explore Owens Week, we are going to cover our business technology programs today in this session. Thank you for joining us. We're going to start off with some general information about Owens and then move into the program specific areas and questions. Our financial savings and transferability are the number 1 and 2 reasons that students are coming to Owens. We also have a lot of flexibility in different ways we offer courses, different campuses. So by having the opportunity to do things remotely or have distance learning, we even have evening and weekend courses. Personal attention and a small class size. Our average class size is actually just 13 to 14 students. And sometimes depending on the major or program that you become a part of, you may experience smaller or even more hands-on time during that frame. We have a variety of students that come to Owens. That might range from students who are currently in high school as a part of College Credit Plus. We also have students who are a part of that direct from high school population. In fact, 60 to 70% of our students, depending on the semester, are students between the ages of 18 and 22. Students that have recently been enrolled in high school and college is their next step. We have a population of military students as well as non-traditional age students. They might be coming to college for the first time or to further their education. By having hands-on training or learning, we are able to provide students the training they need to do the job. Students are not leaving here with a degree or just a piece of paper. They're learning prepared to walk into the job or the environment. We have a lot of different support services that I'll jump into in a second. We have around 8,000 students across 2 different campuses. We have the Toledo area campus located in Perrysburg. We also have a location in Findlay, our Findlay campus. We have over 100 different academic programs. Today we will focus on our business technologies program. Our college is broken up into different schools or areas of interest. So we have our School of Business. That incorporates the traditional business programs and technologies you will hear about here shortly, as well as public service with police and fire and EMT training. We also have a culinary program with nutrition and hospitality management. We have a School of Health Professions and Nursing. We also have a School of Liberal Arts. And then lastly, a School of STEM with science, technology, engineering, and mathematics academic programs. All of these programs provide that hands-on learning in the classroom. And with the small classroom size, not only are you going to get the opportunity to work on the equipment, but your instructors get to know you and you get to know them. This is really important as you begin to network in the area and even look for letters of recommendation. Our student support services are one of the strengths of Owens. Up here is actually just a sampling. We do have support or offices that are not listed up here in our student support division. I always like to touch on especially our academic advisors. Our academic advisors are there to help you know not only more about your specific program, but they're going to help coach and guide you. So as you declare an area of interest, you will continue to work with that academic advisor in or during your time. We have career services that is there. They might be helping you find the right pathway within your field or area of study. The Career and Transfer Services Office might help you find an internship or pursue that different route. They put on a job and transfer fair, 2 different events, both in the fall semester and the spring semester. We also have a Disability Resource Center that is there to help if you were to have accommodations needed for either a learning disability or a physical disability as well. Our Student Activity Service, our office, they are there keeping things a nice camaraderie and events going on campus. We also have a Student Health Activity Center or a fitness center in the gym that all of our students are able to utilize and participate in. We have a library that I like to touch on. The library has remained open during this time of, or when other things were closing. Not only are they equipped with a computer lab, and there are several others sprinkled around campus, but our library is a part of Ohio Link. And that's a big resource and form of support for our students, because it means if there is a academic work or material that you would need, and Owens either does not have it or it's already out, checked out on circulation, we are still able to get that product for you, and it would just come to and from Owens from another library. Lastly, I'm going to really focus on our tutoring centers, because within our School of Business, we have 2 specific tutoring centers that usually applies to that specific area of study, and then ones that might apply to any major across campus. We have a writing center, we have a math tutoring center. Those are the 2 most frequented centers, as there's usually an English component and a math component to most of our associate degrees. The writing center you might visit for any course or writing assignment you have while you're a student at Owens. Then we also have a language lab where we cover Spanish and American Sign Language. We have a IST, or a computer tutoring center. We have a science tutoring center that if you were in a science course and wanted some additional support, they are there 6 days a week. And then within the School of Business, we have an accounting tutoring center and also an economics tutoring center. So our tutoring centers are a big form of student support, both academic, and an academic advisor will tie in to that academic support that you're going to receive, in addition to the small class sizes. We have a lot of different college partners that we work with. Some of our students are coming into Owens to do 2 years with the intention of transferring on to a 4-year institution. We have 4 institutions listed at the top that we have express partnerships with. These are recorded sessions that will also be available to you at a later date or time. The institutions you see, I do like to touch on. We have institutions that are in Ohio and in Michigan. Some are very small, some are larger, some are really close, and some are further away. We have these programs set up so students are able to start a bachelor's degree at a community college and then transfer and continue to earn and build credits towards a bachelor's degree. The financial savings and that transferability piece, I said, were the number 1 or 2 reasons that students are coming to us. I'm going to spend a moment talking about this. We understand that financing your college is a very important piece of choosing where you want to go, how you want to attend, and all those pieces. At Owens, we charge by credit hour. And that allows our students to take not only the amount of courses that you're able to take time-wise, but also the amount that you're able to afford to take, especially if you're paying out of pocket. We do have payment options. Plenty of students and assistants to help you apply for financial aid. Scholarships, a lot are out there, and we have a lot of students that are able to work with a third-party vendor for employer assistance. The average cost for 1 academic year is posted on the screen. This is for 2 academic semesters. This is also a really good point to share with you that Owens is an open enrollment rolling admission school. And what that means is we are here to help get you started whenever you're ready to get started. As long as you complete our enrollment steps, you're going to be an admitted student. So our semesters begin on August 31st. That's our fall semester. And then after Martin Luther King Day in January, our spring semester will begin. And our summer semester usually looks like 8 weeks of courses. It could range from May until August, but our 8-week courses just began yesterday on June 22nd, and they will wrap up on August 14th for an 8-week more condensed session. So on the screen are the steps you may need to still complete if you plan on getting started at Owens. You fill out our application at owens.edu. We would ask that you send any and all transcripts to our web address you see there. It is important that we have any prior college transcripts that you attended sent to us as well. On the bottom of your high school transcript may be the scores for your ACT or SAT. As part of evaluating where you're at academically and what courses you need to take, We offer a placement test and/or we will review your ACT and SAT scores to see if you are ready for that level of not only the program requirement, but for you to complete. We have an orientation that will help you get acclimated with becoming a student at Owens, and that academic advisor is an important step in getting started. We are very excited in the Office of Admissions, as well as our academic advisors, to help you get registered for classes whenever you are ready. I'm going to turn the screen over to Libby and Michael. I will let them do their introductions as well.
Thank you, Amber. I'm Libby King, and I'm the chair of the Business Technologies Department, and I'm really pleased that you took time this afternoon to look further into the business programs that we have to offer, and we're excited to answer your questions.
And my name is Michael Fall. I'm the Dean of the School of Business, Information and Public Service. And I'd like to welcome everyone who's viewing this presentation and learning more about our programs. Throughout this presentation, there'll be email addresses for you to contact us a little more directly if you have questions, concerns, or anything we can help with. But we hope to use this information today to give you an overview of the school and the kinds of programs we have to offer and help you make some of the choices that you need to make depending on what your career and personal goals are. When we talk about a school of business, there's a couple of levels to think about. The first is those people who just like business as a big picture and don't exactly know where they want to go with that. There are those who have an idea about a business concept, a business career plan that may need a bit more refining, hence they take our degrees or our certificates. And then there are those who know exactly where they want to go and what training they want to do to advance themselves in their personal plan. So we have a lot of opportunities for each of those different levels, and hopefully that'll become apparent today. When I meet with folks and they ask about our college and our school, I usually start with this sentence, sentiment, or slide, which is that Owens Community College isn't a place, it's a people. And I mean that sincerely. The buildings here are only as good as the people in them. And some of the people you see on the screen there are community leaders and people out in the greater Northwest Ohio area who are doing the things that they love to do and are passionate about what their career and their personal lives are accomplishing. And they got their start here. And the place that we've built inside the School of Business here is one where people come in and we can refine them to move into the spaces, move into the places or the pathways that they want, rather than trying to make you exactly what we want. There's a lot of unique elements to this program that we let you be you. And that's what makes us a strong college and what makes us a strong school as well. So what I'd like to do then is explain a little bit about what Libby and I do so that you can understand the point of view we come from when looking at the roles that we're going to that we play and then the work that we're going to do today. As you can see, and you may want to take a photograph of this slide because it has our email information. As the dean, my job is to really make sure that the faculty and students have what they need to do what they want to do in the classrooms, to do what they want to do with their futures. And so my viewpoints today will be to try to connect and to tie pieces together and to show you the big picture of what we're doing as a school today and some of the pieces about where we want to go tomorrow. Libby, her role is a little bit different as a chairperson.
My role as a chairperson is to make sure that the learning outcomes that are involved in the programs that you're going to be experiencing are going to prepare you for the workforce. So we have advisory boards for each one of our majors where we meet with community people who work in the industries, and we find out what it is they want you to learn while you're completing the program here at Owens. We then tailor our courses and our program to meet the needs so that you are prepared to start in a position within the industry that you're studying and then advance throughout your career. I'm also responsible for finding the faculty to teach your courses and that they are prepared both with academic credentials and real world experience, which is great, especially in the community college. And then additionally, making sure that the classes that you need for completing your program are offered when you need them to be offered. If there's a scheduling issue, working with students to find an alternate course maybe, or or find a way to be flexible to get you to meet your needs and be able to graduate on time. There are a lot of different pieces and parts that go into the role of a chairperson. Really, our sole focus is making sure that students are successful.
Thanks, Libby. And we are sort of your support system along with the advisors and the faculty members to make sure that when you have questions, concerns, difficulties, or whatever, that we're all here working in the same direction to help you get through whatever it is you need or to help you achieve whatever it is you want. That's a big part of our school. As I said, this is about the people, not about a bunch of buildings. So if I can start then explaining a little bit about the things we offer in the school, I start with the word driver. Many of our students come here driven by one or more deep, authentic, and heartfelt reasons why they want to be here. All of those are important to us because they're important to you. And so what we try to do is figure out with our students, with our faculty, and the whole system we built, what is really driving you, what is motivating you, and how can we help you accomplish those pieces. So to start with that, one of the things we do is talk to our students a lot, and this is almost some of it is formal. Our current students told us through a bunch of different surveys and other information gathering that they are really excited about the following things. They want to learn, they want to grow, improve themselves, and find new challenges. These are the pieces of not just the generation that's traditionally college age, but these can apply to any of our students, no matter what stage in life they're in. And we listen to these kind of things that they tell us, and over on the other side, the other sticky note, we put together this little bit of these systems that help us put those pieces together with and for you. We'll talk about the academic programs today, but I also think it's important when you're looking at a place of study or looking at classes to take, that we weave these together with your career pieces. And so one of the unique points of our school is that we spend a lot of time putting together career elements at the same time we put together your academic elements. And this starts with your advisor. We have a internship and career management person who also will help you and works with the advisors, and then your faculty members and even your fellow students in classes are all there to put this career piece together for you, because we don't look at this as an end point. This is a means to a different end, to a means to a different end. And throughout this whole process, we need you to be thinking about what you want to do with this information when you're done with Owens, whether that be transferring at the end of the year or continuing for the second year towards a degree. Whatever it is, we want to make sure you're thinking holistically about what you do, and we think that makes a real difference in the kind of outcomes that you can get from working and studying with us. So some of these little points we'll be discussing today in detail. Others will be talking about it maybe a 50,000-foot view. But at the end of the day, again, I put it on that slide, fun, friendly students are what we're really talking about. Fun, friendly faculty, and the kind of environment where you want to come and want to be a part of something in order to maximize your potential. Now, that journey is different for everybody. In fact, I haven't even been here a full year yet. So my journey is still starting, as it were, as the dean of this school. But the idea is where you're at is where we're going to meet you. And how you want to go into the future is where we're going to plan with you. So the idea of taking your driver and putting it as the motivating force into whatever journey you're going to take is our next step today. Oops, excuse me. So what we have here is a matrix of the different majors within the School of Business. And what we're going to do is let Libby talk a little bit about those to give you a more than a 50,000-foot view, but not too detailed of a review of them. So that maybe if you haven't found your niche, you might get a few of them here. If you have found your niche, we can follow up with more details later. But I'm going to let Libby go through these different programs with the note, that special one that says more to come, because we are looking at both refining and developing these and also looking at new ideas for degrees and certificates and things that are really going to match with the workforce of the future. So what we see is today, but you can come and join us, help build tomorrow.
Thanks, Michael. So I just want to touch a little bit about each of the programs within the Business Technologies Department. First and foremost, a lot of students know that they want to major in business, but they don't know what area. Sometimes they don't even know what even is available, what different types of business industries there are to even going into it. But First and foremost, if you know that you're going to transfer to a four-year school when you're done with Owens, um, it would be advisable to talk with your academic advisor about where you want to go and what you want to do once you get there. Potentially, you might want to choose the business transfer pathway depending on where you plan on transferring to. The business transfer pathway was set up specifically for students who plan on transferring to a four-year college to get a bachelor's degree. And we've worked very closely with the four-year schools so that we've aligned the courses that you would take here so that they all will be transferable when you get to the four-year schools. The business transfer pathway includes a lot more of the general education classes than the core business classes, because a lot of the four-year schools would like for you to do a lot of the core business classes once you get to the four-year school at the upper level courses. So it's a difference in taking a lot of core business classes and learning what you'll be doing once you're in a business role versus getting a lot of your general education classes like your English and your math and your social sciences and things like that with the business transfer pathway. That being said, if you decided that you wanted to get a two-year degree at Owens and then go right into the workforce, and then towards the end of your educational career you change your mind, that's not to say that all is lost. I just would again encourage you to speak with your academic advisor, because they'll be able to point you in the direction of a school that would take most of the transfer credits with the business programs. Business management is one of the more popular degrees that we have at Owens, and it covers a lot of the core business classes like principles of management, contemporary business, human resource management, along with accounting and things like that. So you're going to get a fundamental understanding of management. And this is a great program for anyone who knows that they want to, maybe get their foot in the door somewhere with an entry-level position and work their way up into management. It can apply across many, many disciplines. So we have students who have, worked their way up in management at FedEx and UPS or Norplus or big companies like that. So it gives you the basic understanding of management. We have an accounting degree that would prepare you for an entry-level position as a payroll clerk or, accounts receivable, things like that. Really good paying jobs. And within the accounting degree, there are 3 fully embedded certificates. So you can get a payroll certificate, a bookkeeping certificate, and a QuickBooks certificate, all while earning your accounting degree. Those credentials look really great on a resume. It might make a company give you a second look and put you above somebody else that's applying that doesn't have those extra credentials. And it's all courses that you're going to be taking anyway. So there's, every reason for you to get all those certificates while you're getting the degree as well. We have an entrepreneurship major. So if you have a goal of opening your own business or maybe running a small family business, this is a perfect program for somebody who wants to just know every aspect of running their own business, from marketing your own company to the human resources side of it, management. It will help you figure out how to run a business from every angle. At the end of that program, they'll also help you design your own business plan. So really, it's a flexible program that can be tailored to what your goals are. If you already know what your business is going to be, you can really work with your faculty members to help you get everything lined up so that you can have a running start when you complete your degree. We have an insurance studies major, and this is really a great opportunity if you know that you want to have a job in business, but you are not really familiar with the different industries. Insurance is a really high demand job right now. In Ohio, there are a lot of really large insurance companies, and they understand that baby boomers are going to be retiring in the next 5 to 10 years, and they're going to need to fill about 29,000 positions. We get calls every single semester asking for students who are getting ready to graduate because they need people right now to start working there. Insurance jobs start usually at a higher rate. The insurance industry makes more money on average than other industries, and the job security is there. The insurance will never go away. We're always going to need insurance. I get a lot of people who say, I'm not interested in insurance because I don't want to be a salesperson. But what they don't understand is there are so many jobs in insurance that are not sales. Sales is just one small aspect of the insurance industry. They need claims adjusters, they need benefits specialists, they need account managers who do the service work for the customers once the salespeople have found the customers. So it's a great opportunity if you are looking for a job with high demand. We also have a logistics supply chain management degree. And as probably everyone has recognized with the COVID pandemic, supply chain management is really an important job to have. Getting the products from one place to the next without running out, without having a high demand and everything be on back order for a long time. It's really important to know those skills, and then there's going to be a job demand for that forever and always. Those jobs pay well too, and especially in this region, that's a great opportunity for positions because of where we are located. Between Detroit and Cleveland and Chicago, it's kind of a midway point, and everything comes through Toledo. So there are great job opportunities in logistics and supply chain. We also have a marketing and sales technology degree. So this will give you a basic understanding of marketing and sales, and allow you to apply for entry-level positions, maybe as an account coordinator or a junior salesperson, and work your way up from there. We have, students who have graduated and gone to work for companies and have worked with their way up and are doing really great things. I think, and then we've got our office administration program. So we have 3 degrees within our office administration area. There is the administrative office coordinator program, and that's for somebody who knows that they want to, kind of be the person in charge of the office. Maybe, the receptionist and secretaries are all reporting to them. It's more of a management role, and we have a management certificate that's fully embedded in that as well. You'll learn a lot about how to use technology in the office and communicate professionally, and some basic accounting skills and management skills and things like that as well. And then we have medical office support. So that would be the program that you would pursue if you knew that you wanted to go work in the doctor's office and be the person that's scheduling the appointments and checking patients in and out. Following up on payments and making sure that supplies are stocked and things like that. There are a lot of great jobs in the Toledo area with ProMedica and Mercy. They're always looking for people as well. And then we have our office administration degree, which would be a program that would prepare you for working in an office in any kind of capacity, really. So it's not specific to medical or otherwise. It's just would prepare you for working in any kind of office setting. I think I covered everything. If I have forgotten something, Michael, Amber, please feel free to jump in.
I think that was great, Libby, and I think you showed and illustrated the point very well, that the things that we're looking at when we go on this journey with the students are not only what are they going to learn in the classroom, but how that then fits with their career. And you mentioned in almost every case a career path. And the part about business, and then this is now 20 or 22 years that I've been involved in schools of business, is that students who come in do change as they go through the program, as they get exposed to new classes or new ideas. And one of the things is that that's okay. We want to have those conversations with people and learn to figure out what they thought they wanted and what they're morphing into or changing into, because that's really what counts. My background is in professional sports, and so students find out about that and they get all excited thinking they want a career in professional sports. So we have a conversation about it. I explain the details of it. They start to add it into their computing power of what they want out of their life, and they move on with it. Or they may take a class and suddenly this whole new chapter comes up to them and they never realized sales was what it was. As you said about insurance with your example, there's a lot of depth to these areas. And so we really want to make sure that since coming immediately jump into that career and academic piece, which is why one of our early classes is dedicated and focused to that kind of work with you. If you're a student with already having career experience and wanting to either advance that or to switch over to a different career, again, you bring that experience into the classroom, you use it, you learn with our faculty and students, and you build and grow. Business education is very structured, but our program and the way we run it has a lot of flexibility to bring you and your worldview and your experiences into it so that you can get out of it what you want. And in a few minutes from now, we'll go into some of the ways that we're trying to bring the world of employment or the world of work into the classroom, because these positions are not discrete. There's no such thing as a real world versus non-real world. They all flow into each other, and we're doing our part to try to make that work as well. Now, what I would suggest at this point for those watching the presentation and thinking about all these pieces and ideas is that you ask questions about these to yourself and give real honest answers, because those questions are not, oh, do I not know what I'm doing with my life? No, the questions are because you know what you're doing with your life that you want to raise them and ask them. So asking questions is usually a good thing to do, especially with the faculty, especially with your colleagues in the classroom, with Libby or myself or anybody around. It's an important thing to do. So the idea is now, if we walk our pathway through this journey, you're motivated by something. It's driving you, propelling you forward. We planned out a journey with our advisor, our career management, our faculty, the colleagues in class, and your own plans, not to get for you. And we try to put them together in a mixture that allows you to have the best possible opportunities to take action, to develop a skill, to meet people, whatever that may be. So the way we handle relationships in the school is not unique, but it's active, it's engaging, and it's consistent. So what we have here are a bit of logo eye candy, as it were. These are a number of the companies that we've worked with, and since I've been here in a year, we've almost doubled the friends and partners that we work with. Now, before we get in anywhere, I want to talk about why it says career management. And it says career management on this slide because this isn't only about internships. Certainly, a number of these programs on here, these companies on here, have had our students come in as interns. The most recent being TAPA, with a student we had in accounting. But at the same time, we have a very aggressive plan to bring them into the classroom, but not just in the way of bringing in a guest speaker. We want to bring them in ways that are engaging with the students. Instead of having someone stand there and talk about things, we have a program that allows companies to come in and do things with our students, real skill development. Apparently I have a power to advance without clicking. But the idea would be is that we want them to come in and work with you as if you were in their company. Because what that does is it gives you not a realistic job preview, but it gives you a preview of life outside of the classroom or life in their company. And that we can then follow up with. So any number of these, there's Northwestern Mutual, which speaks to Libby's insurance interest. My family and I just went to Handel's the other day and got ice cream. We have companies as big as Coca-Cola and companies that are well-known and local, like Car Stereo One. The companies are not the issue. It's really down to what you're looking for and the kinds of things you want to get in our school and in your program. And if you recall that block of people at the beginning of this presentation, I believe there was the woman on the far right who is the director of marketing at Levis Commons. Is that correct, Libby? Yeah. So right there, we have people who are not only helping us, but it's our alums going out there and coming back and helping us. So there's a number of different platforms that we use these companies for, and I thought that it would be worth mentioning. It says "and more" because I work with our career management person plus our own networking opportunities to try to find a new company to come on board with us each and every month. That's the goal, in different ways, in different forms, but we are hitting those goals, and we're going to get even more aggressive going into this coming year. Of course, the current health situation made that a little more difficult, but just to let everyone know, we did place interns in May as companies began returning to office operations. We had some successful placements, so there are students right now as we speak undertaking internships. It is important to note that our programs do not require an internship. These are students doing things above and beyond the work of their program in order to gain additional skill sets, networking contacts, and experience. So I wanted to use this as a broad spectrum of the kind of things that you can walk into and the kind of people that we hope that you're going to meet during the time of your study. There are two pieces to this slide. Libby, maybe I'll just take the one part and I'll let you talk about the transfer piece again since you started it. At the top of the slide where it has the IMA and moves over to Kappa Beta Delta, these are the student organizations within the school that you can take advantage of. The IMA group is very exciting. They do a lot. They have speakers, they have a great connection with the industry for job placement, networking, informational interviews, you name it. The Association of Supply Chain Management works with that logistics major that Libby mentioned before, and they're relatively new. This is a three-part partnership between them, us, and the University of Toledo's logistics program, in which our students and the faculty are all co-mingling together to learn and understand this particular segment of business. Many of you might recognize DECA. DECA being a well-known business development program in high schools, and we have a collegiate chapter here. It came on during the COVID time, so some of our opportunities were a little bit stunted this year, but we have big plans for our students to take part in that, and it's a very exciting new aspect of the school. And lastly, we have an honor society that I personally have very big plans to develop into a showcase, a diamond, if you will, for our students to really show the industry and the local Northwest Ohio community exactly what Owens Community College business students have to offer. That particular group at the moment is selective based, but we want to make that selection both broader, but also create more opportunities for professional development, leadership opportunities, and things like that that will translate into different soft skills that we hear so much about in the world of work today. So once again, Owens is providing knowledge, hard skills, training, at the same time these soft skills that employers are looking for both today and later in your career. The bottom half of the slide is another piece of this, this journey map that we've established relationships with that help you continue that academic pathway. And I'd like Libby to talk a little bit about what those pathways are like.
Thanks, Michael. Before I talk about the transfer schools, I just want to add one piece about the IMA group for the accounting students. They've started a mentorship program within that organization recently that's done really, really wonderful things. What they've done is they've found partners in the industry who will mentor the second-year accounting students at Owens, and then in turn, the second-year accounting students will mentor the first-year accounting students. So they are constantly networking, they're learning what it's like to work at the companies where our industry partners are, what kind of positions are available, and they're making really great connections, and which is helping them find positions as soon as they graduate. So, you know, and I just wanted to say that that was one of the things that they're doing that's active, that's really benefiting our students.
Libby, you know, you just made me think of another piece too, which is on an annual basis, we run a tax clinic here in which our outside members are professionally trained, students are professionally trained, and it's managed by accounting faculty members from us that serves the greater Toledo community in preparation of taxes. Of course, the COVID altered that schedule a little bit, but we did serve over 500 people this year in getting their taxes completed, and we're looking forward to doing that again. So as Libby is mentioning all these pieces, there's another student chapter of IMA being able to connect with the industry. We've got actual tax preparation practice for those students who want to volunteer. Again, that idea of career and academic constantly intertwined together. So that's great. Thank you, Libby. I'll let you continue.
Okay. So I think that maybe Amber mentioned this a little bit in the beginning of the program as well, that we have 4-year schools that we partner with. So University of Findlay, Franklin University, the University of Toledo, Bowling Green State University, Lourdes University, Spring Arbor, Tiffin University, and there are probably others as well, but those are the ones that we work with pretty closely. And they have representatives that come to our campus on a regular basis, sometimes once a week, when we're not in the middle of a pandemic at least. And sometimes it's, every other week, but in any case, they have a regular schedule where they are willing to meet with students who are currently Owens students but plan on transferring or are even considering transferring to their four-year school. And what they'll do is they'll look at your program of study. They'll show you exactly how those courses will transfer into the program that you're considering at their school, and make sure that they stay in touch with you throughout your stay at Owens, so that you're making good use of your time at Owens and you're not going to lose any transfer credit. There are different opportunities on campus to meet with them outside of just the one-on-one appointments. We have transfer fairs where we invite schools from all these schools, but larger a range of schools as well, and they'll come to campus and you can stop and talk with people from different areas. So we work very closely with them. We try to have a good idea of what it is they're looking for in the students who are going to be transferring to those schools, so that we can give you a heads up and you're not just finding out about it when you actually are ready to transfer.
Thank you very much, Libby, for that. So we've taken a long walk today. We've started with the driving forces behind what you are doing, whatever doing means with Owens at this point in your life and in your career. We've looked at the ways in which you're setting up the journey map to get yourself through that pathway to where you want to be. And we've shown a little bit about how we wrap all those personal pieces of yours with career and professional development relationships, advising and other academic support relationships, and just an entire system that is there to help put you into the future. Now, at this point, I wouldn't know what your individual future would be. I don't proclaim to be possessing psychic powers to know deep into the future. But the idea would be is that we believe at the outcome, the end of all this, we put you in a pretty good position to be where you want to be. And we're pretty confident, based upon our past with our alumni and based upon the plans that we have to move this school forward into a new and different era, that we're going to find and continue those things for you. So what I invite you to do is to strongly consider the programs within Owens, to consider the kinds of opportunities that you would have here, compare them with wherever else you're looking to compare them to. But you have a standing invitation from me to write your story into our book. We've been around a long time. We've had a lot of people come through here, a lot of people doing wonderful and successful things. One of the favorite sentences I get to hear is, "Oh, you're from Owens? I went to Owens," or "My son went to Owens." And you find that the placement of a community college within the Northwest Ohio or any community is truly the middle name of what we do. It's our community, and we facilitate a lot of people's futures through that community element. And as you have a standing invitation to write that story that you want to write into the book that we have and continue that Owens legacy that we're building here. And so in closing, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch and think and consider all of the information present. I'd like to certainly thank Libby for joining me here to talk about the inner workings of what we do on a daily basis, and Amber for shepherding us and coordinating us all through this. Obviously, we'd rather see you face to face. We'd rather be there answering and asking a lot of questions. But given the circumstances, we think this is a good start, and you have our email addresses. Please, if you want to continue that conversation, reach out to us or our admissions staff. Everyone at Owens is here to help you and here to make what you want happen in the time frame that you want it to happen. So thank you all very much and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you for joining us. If you have future questions, you can respond to the contact information in the comments section of this recording, and we look forward to seeing you on campus someday soon.